To practice filtering queries by property, you're going to add a new function to the Conference API class. You can call the function whatever you like, maybe something like filter playground. The name doesn't matter because this function isn't going to be called by the UI. You'll be using this function to experiment with filters. You can think of it as a playground method for exploring queries. This time you can leave off the @API method annotation. You don't have to, but it's a good chance to see what happens if you do. The method will still be exposed as an endpoints function, but it'll use default values for the publish function name, the path, and the HTTP method. Since we won't be using a form to post values to this method, we don't need to set the HTTP method to post. It'll work fine to use the default HTTP method. Define the function to create a query to get all conferences where the city property has the value London. Sort the query results by conference name. Run the app on localhost and use the API's Explorer to test it. Look for the new function name in the list of functions. I called mine filter playground, and you see it shows up here as conference.conferenceapi.filterplayground. You won't be able to test your new function in the Conference Central UI because nothing in the UI calls your function. I want to emphasize again that you must run the query first on localhost before you deploy the app to AppSpot and run the query there. If you deploy it to AppSpot first, you'll get an error when you run the query. Let's execute it. And yes, I have some conferences in London. Obviously, you need to make sure that you have some conferences in London or you won't get any results in this query. After you've got your query to work, come back to the code for your playground method and add another filter. And this time, run a filter to check if the topics includes medical innovations. Pay attention to the fact that the topics property has a plural, it's topics, and make sure you spell medical innovations right. The topics property can have multiple values, but you can create a filter for topics just as you would for a property with a single value. The results will include applicable conferences whose topics include the value medical innovations. After you've made the changes to your code, run the app on localhost and try out the function in the API's Explorer. You'll need to make sure you have some conferences in London and that the topics includes medical innovations. If you don't get any results, check that you really do have some conferences that meet all those criteria. Oops, I don't. I'm going to have to go add another conference. The easiest way to create conferences is to use the Create Conference page in the UI. So I added another conference. Has a very good name, Chocolate for Health, and the topics includes medical innovations. You see that it's not, medical innovations is not the only topic, it's just one of the topics, and the city is London. So my filters do work. So when you've got your filters to work, go ahead and check the box, yes, that they're working.